Hi, I'm Susanna Bowling, and this is live from the Hotel Edison. Times Square Chronicles presents Zoom Style. And never have I been more excited to be on Zoom because that means we can go out of New York and get people that I really would love to interview. So, for our first interview of December, we have my guilty pleasure. I watch as soon as they come out a show on YouTube called Secret Santa Surprises, done by East Idaho News. And Nate Ethan is the person that goes and gives the surprises. And we are with Nate Eaton.
Thank
Nate,
you. Good to see you.
you too, I'm so excited to have you because your show is a show that gives hope to humanity. Whoever is the Secret Santa, it's been amazing. How long has he been doing this?
We started this in 2015. I got a call one day from we're a news website, a small news website in Eastern Idaho. Report community news, and I got a call one day from a person in our community who said, "I have $100,000 that I want to give away to people truly in need. I don't want to give it to like a charity or a group." But I don't know how to find these people. Could you put a call out on your website, like do a news story asking for solicitations? And I said, yeah, I think we could do that, but I'd love to go and surprise these people with our cameras and record their reactions in hope of inspiring people all over the place, even in New York, to do random acts of kindness. And so he agreed, and that's how it started. That first year, we had $100,000. We went out. I think we surprised 13 or 14 people, and now it's grown over the years to $1 million.
Do we know how this person made their money?
It's a secret.
You
It's a
can't tell that
secret.
either. Okay.
Yep, it's a secret.
How many letters, phone calls, solicitations do you get from people each year for receiving or having their person receive this fund?
Well, we open the nominations on October 1st and we accept them through middle of December. And last year we got around 4,000, I believe. This year already we've had 1,000 that have come in. It really picks up after Thanksgiving into December. And the qualifications are you have to have a true need, not like I've never been to Disneyland, but I really have a need. You have to live in East Idaho. I wish we could go everywhere, all over the world. We just don't have the staff or the resources. We're a very small team here. And we check them. Every nomination is read and then checked on. We vet them. We call school principals or bosses or religious leaders or community leaders, people that know the individuals, just to be sure their story is what it says. And then, yeah, it can take a little bit of time, but overall, we get thousands of these nominations every year.
I'm so impressed that you just said what you said because right now in New York, I'm actually working on a story where people are conning people about the Nobel Prize and
Mm,
all sorts of things. And it boggles my mind how people can lie like this. And
right.
the fact that you're vetting them is wonderful. Um, what has been the most touching story when you were giving money to them? Or what did you give?
Boy, that's hard to say, because every story is different and everybody is going through a different hardship. I remember once we went to a really rundown apartment. I mean, it was concrete floors, single mom with three or four kids, freezing cold. It was cold. She didn't have a heater. It was quite the living conditions. And we went in and she was cooking spaghetti and she was so happy and so kind. And she offered us spaghetti and we said, no, you don't need to feed us. And her kids were so happy. And she had left a note on her door for the landlord that said, for Christmas this year, the landlord had asked their tenants to put lists on their door for a sub for Santa type thing. She said, all my kids want are VHS tapes, and you can get them at Goodwill for a quarter. She had listed this out. And so we showed up and surprised her, and she wanted to feed us, and we said, no, you don't need to feed us. And to the point that we're leaving and she's opening her fridge, pulling out string
I
cheese sticks,
remember this.
saying,
I saw this.
please just take this as my thanks. And we had one last year that was quite touching. His wife had died of ALS. And as weeks before she died, she submitted a nomination for him, and she was able to type it out with her eyes. And she said, all I want is my husband, who's taken such good care of me, to have a nice place to sit and read his book. Could we get a patio? Could he get a patio from Secret Santa and maybe a tree in the backyard? And she had a friend help her submit that, but it was a year after she died. So it came in as this wish from this woman who had passed. And we checked the story, and we confirmed it. Her husband was a police officer, and we went and surprised him at the police station. And that one was very touching, considering it was something that she had thought of before she died. She never told him. And here we were able to surprise him months after her death with this gift, that a simple place for him to just go sit and read a book.
Now, sometimes your family comes with you, including your kids.
Right.
Do they get a thrill out of doing that with you?
Oh yeah, they love it. They love it. They want to come to more of them, especially if we're going to surprise people that have kids. I think it's always fun to bring kids along, and hopefully it teaches them that there's others less fortunate than us. In fact, every time I go do one of these visits, I walk away thinking I don't have a need in the world. My life is pretty good, and when you're washing your clothes in the sink, or you're don't have any running water. There's things like this that really puts things into perspective. But my kids definitely love coming with us.
That's actually one of the reasons I watch it.
Oh,
Because
thanks.
in watching it, you cannot think, oh, poor me.
Right.
I,
Right.
I'm amazed at the amount of people that get sick in East Idaho Falls,
Right.
especially the children. I mean, you guys have got some really devastating
Right. And a lot of people have asked that, like, are there no hospitals there? We are a smaller rural community. We do have a two hospitals actually in our town, but for the best children's hospital is in Salt Lake City. And so a lot of these children, it's primary children's hospital, and they're state of the art. And so that is our closest big hospital for these kids. And maybe because we bring it to the public's attention, these illnesses and whatnot, there may be other communities that have just as many. We just don't know about it. But there are conditions that I have never heard of. We went and surprised a family just yesterday who grandparents who took in their three grandchildren, and the parents ended up in jail. And so then they adopted these, and their 13-year-old, it's like he has no bone or muscle structure. It's like he's kind of like I don't want to say like a worm, but that's what he is. He can't move. He just has to slither around the house, and they needed a chair that they could strap him in so that he could sit in one place and eat, and they couldn't afford a chair. And so there's these conditions that are just so heartbreaking and heart crushing, yet the people going through them have so much hope and optimism, and they wouldn't ask for anything. And those are the type of people we want to surprise, the people that aren't asking for stuff, that are just living life quietly day to day, that just need a break.
I think, except for last night's, which I haven't seen yet. I normally stay up to like, because they come up in New York at like 1 and 2 in the morning.
Yeah, you're up late.
Well, I'm normally writing,
Oh,
but
okay.
once I found them, because you started early this year.
We started November 1st. We started posting the videos.
Yeah, so I watch all of them. I found you 3 years ago,
Can I
and
ask how? Did it just come up on your YouTube feed or what?
I don't even remember how I found it, to tell you the truth.
Mm.
But I watched one and I got addicted. And so I watched all the ones that I had missed, and then I went back and watched the years that I hadn't. So I've
Wow.
actually seen all of them.
Wow. Well, that's hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
There are people just like you that reach out and tell me similar stories. I think one of the most touching emails I ever got was a young man who his girlfriend had dumped him, and his dog had died, and he lost his job. It was during the pandemic in 2020, and he ended up living in some cabin with no running water, out of hope, out of luck. Just there was nothing for him. And same thing with you. It just came up on his computer, and it was July, and he watched one, and he's like, "What is this?" And then he started to watch more and more, and he said, "I liked how I felt watching them," and I decided that the next day I was going to do something for someone. I didn't have any money, I didn't have any resources, but I walked out down by the river and I started picking up trash. And I did it for an hour and I felt so good about it. And he went on to say how one thing led to another, where he was able to teach some young men in his community how to code, like on the computer,
Oh,
and
wow.
enroll in college classes, and just how stepping outside of himself and thinking about others changed the way he views life. And right now he's in a doctorate program in Florida.
Wow.
From that in 2020 to this, and every Christmas he sends our newsroom a bunch of jams and jellies from Florida.
Oh,
And it's so kind. He hasn't even told me his real name. I call him Tom, and he doesn't want any recognition, but it's letters like that, and to hear your story that you saw one and you keep watching, that is one of the reasons why I wanted to share them publicly. And one of the hopes that our Secret Santa has is that people who see it will decide to do kind acts for others. Everyone can be a Secret Santa. We don't all have $1 million, unfortunately, but no matter what we have and no matter where we're at, we can do something.
no, as a matter of fact, the year that I saw it, I had some extra canned foods and some clothing that I was not wearing, just things that you don't think about. And every day I would put something in my bag and I would find somebody to give it to.
Mm,
So
that's
yeah,
great. That's awesome.
I did pay it forward.
Yeah.
One of the things that I find surprising, sorry, I have a cold. Um, One of the things I find surprising is that sometimes people are so stunned at what you do that they have a hard time saying thank you.
Right.
You find that?
Yeah. In fact, I got an email just yesterday from someone that said, "I feel so embarrassed. I don't even know if I thanked you when you left." And everybody reacts differently. I know that some people break down sobbing. Some people sit there pretty stoic. Some people don't know if it's real or not. Some people are wondering how to react. I think we all have different reactions. I often wonder how I would react if someone showed up at my door with $10,000.
Yeah,
Um,
I think,
and yeah, right. Yeah, everybody reacts differently. And also, we're to the point now where in our community, most people know who we are, which is it's a good thing, but a bad thing. I love it when they don't know who we are, when they have no clue. They just think, "Oh, here's some people in Santa hats with cameras," and they might think, "Oh, maybe they're getting $100 bill or a gift card." But people that know who we are know that the gifts are much bigger. It could be $15,000. It could
they
be a new car. I
come in
mean,
twos and threes.
right. Yeah. So yeah, several gifts. So it can be a little bit challenging to do these surprises, but I think there's only been one or two circumstances in all the 10 years we've done this where I walked away thinking that person really wasn't grateful. And we didn't air those.
Right.
There was one that was just, it just felt off. And I don't even know if the person even cashed the check. And the person that nominated them, we followed up and they felt so bad. They're like, that's just the type of person this lady was. But the overall, I mean, those are just one or two little things that I think back on. um, and then there are some where we don't show just because the circumstances are just so heartbreaking. It might be a child abuse situation or a domestic abuse situation where if we showed it, it could put the person in danger. And so those we just do privately. We just go and hand them the box and leave.
Oh, I
But
love that though. I
yeah,
love that you consider A, what your viewer will see,
right.
B, how your person will react.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The most important thing is that the person in need gets the gift from the Secret Santa. Second is how good of a video is this going to be? We don't know how anyone's going to react. And some reactions are amazing, and some you're like, yeah, they're processing a little. A lot of times I get emails or letters after the fact thanking us. So one time we surprised a family with gift cards so they could go get coats and boots. And after they went shopping at the store, they stopped by our newsroom to show us all their new clothes. uh,
Oh,
which was very nice. Yeah. And sometimes we'll surprise people that are known for making baked goods or salsa, and they'll send over or drop off homemade treats for us. So it really, I often say I have the best job in the world. It blesses me in many cases more than it blesses them, and they just don't know how or why.
if I remember correctly, there was a woman that liked doing crafts and giving out crafts for people, but she didn't have money to do crafts anymore.
Yeah.
She got a gift certificate to go to the craft store
Right.
and give more
Right.
gifts.
Things like that, we really try to personalize the gifts. We really try to find the need, the actual need. And it can be anything from one time it was a woman that needed new furniture, a woman that volunteered and was blind. And while she was doing her volunteer work, we went in and moved out all the old furniture and put in all the new stuff and waited for her to get home, scared her half to death. But luckily her friend and family were in on it. So it's not like we broke in, but she was able to walk through the home and what she could see and lie down on a new mattress that she had never had. I mean, and she was just crying. So if the person loves crafts or if the person loves to cook, we've done shopping sprees at the grocery store with
Oh,
people that
I
love to
remember
cook.
that.
Yeah, so we really try to personalize the gifts to that individual.
One of the best parts of this Secret Santa gift is that you always tell them that what the giver wants more than anything is to know that they're loved and that they're seen.
Right.
How did that come about? Because I think in a strange way, that might be the best gift ever.
Yeah. Our Secret Santa, every year I meet with him, and he tells me that first thing, that I want you to know them. I want you to let them know that's the most important thing. You think about it. There's a lot of, I call it like magic here, that someone who is in a really hard time, someone anonymous tells someone else anonymous about them. So it's like this chain reaction because you have to be nominated. You can't nominate yourself.
Right.
So you nominate someone, you don't know who it is, and then someone else who has the resources and the wealth to bless your life does it, but doesn't want recognition and doesn't want it known that it's them. Just wants you to know that you're cared about. And this is not a program, an endowment fund, a charity, nothing wrong with any of those things. This is an actual person, a human that sees the name and says this is how we need to help them. I'll never forget one lady we surprised with a car. She messaged me after and she said, "I realize that now I have to be nice to every person in my life because it could be them. It could have been them that
Oh,
gave it to me." So I think just the fact that, yeah, the money's incredible, obviously, and the cars, the gift, that's all amazing. But just the fact that someone cared enough about you to have send us to go visit you just with a simple message of love and care and compassion, I think that can make a big difference.
we've been interviewing veterans and the people that do Pure
Mm.
Talk and other things. And again, when I ask them, what can we as Americans do for our vets? It's exactly what they want. They want to be seen and they want to be heard.
Right. Right. That's it. And look at, I mean, this day and age, it's kind of counterintuitive to like social media where it's all about us. You
Yeah.
post videos of us and selfies and tell everybody about everything you're doing and don't admit when you need anything. Don't admit when things are hard and you can't afford Christmas for your kid or you can't uh, pay your light bill. It goes kind of against that. And we don't overproduce these. We
No, you
we
don't. And that's
go
what I like about them. They're real.
right. We go, it's authentic. It's a couple of us. We're not, glamored up. We put on a Santa hat from the dollar store and well, it's not a dollar anymore, the $2 store. And we show up, we give them the gift and we leave. And, often people are like, oh, aren't you worried about how they're going to spend the money? What if they just go and blow it all or whatever? And that we can't worry about that stuff. That is a gift for them and they know why we're there. Hopefully they're responsible with the money. But I know one time that the lady went to cash her check And in the lobby of the bank was one of those giving trees where you can take the
Oh,
ornaments off. And
mhm.
she turned around and grabbed 5 ornaments off the tree. So she herself was paying it forward already from her gift from Secret Santa and in herself being her own little Secret Santa.
Yeah, Pay It Forward is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's a great show.
I'm constantly looking at it because you guys even do stuff for people's 100th birthdays,
Yeah.
and I think it's Feel Good Friday that you do it too.
Right. Yeah, that's something we started around the same time that we want to, news is a lot of gloom and doom, but we also want to do some positive stuff. And so every Friday we go out and it's on a much smaller scale than Secret Santa.
Yeah, but
And
it's
it's not
still charming.
right. Yeah, it's not necessarily people in need, but it's people that are doing cool things in the community. We surprised a lady the other day who is the crossing guard in front of the school, and she's there every morning making sure kids cross the street safely every day and saying, you're special, you're awesome. And so we show up and give them a gift card to a local restaurant or something. And
I was going to
uh,
say, no, IHOP.
yeah, or maybe IHOP. If that's her favorite, we try to find her favorite. But yeah, that's the Feel Good Friday thing, and I love doing those too all year round.
What would you like our readers and the rest? We're read like all over. So, what would you like people to know about what you guys are doing?
Great question. I think what I said earlier that everyone can be a Secret Santa. And if you're feeling a little down, if you're feeling a little sad, if you're feeling a little depressed, the holidays can be very hard for many people. They can bring up a lot of emotions, a lot of past experiences, a lot of memories that aren't the best. Hopefully, this can, for a moment or two, if you go watch one of our videos, even if you can't give anything, hopefully you can go watch it and realize I'm going to be okay. I, I'm going to be fine. And I'm going to get through this. And hopefully it brings you a little bit of cheer for the holidays, whatever you believe in, whatever you think. Hopefully this is just some positivity, some good news that can make you realize that things are okay. And then second, if you're feeling down, go out and do something kind for someone. If you can't afford anything, wheel up their garbage can to the from the curb to their garage or whatever. Um, I think that those are the main things. And you can find all of these videos on our YouTube channel. You don't have to pay anything. I mean, you can just go to East Idaho News YouTube and find them there. We post one a day. Sometimes we do two a day when it gets closer to Christmas. And then every week we do a recap video of the whole week in case you missed any.
No, I actually, missed when you first started them because you started them like in October. Um, so I missed some, so I'm like catching up. And so,
Good. Well, thank you.
no, I'm telling you, it's my favorite thing to watch before I go to bed
Oh, I appreciate that. That's
because when it's very hard when you're a journalist because you see so much that other people do not see.
right.
And it's hard to stay positive.
Right.
And so seeing your show literally makes me smile,
Oh,
makes me feel grateful, and makes me feel happy for the things that I do have rather than the things that I don't.
right. Right.
So I'm so grateful that you allowed me to interview you. I'm seriously the biggest fan of this show.
Oh, well, you're so kind. I appreciate you reaching out. And I hope everybody out there watching has a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Enjoy the season and look forward to next time I'm in New York. I don't get out there often.
Please
Maybe
come.
we can meet up.
I would love to meet up. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like our audiences to know?
No, I think that was great. I think you covered it all. And thank you again for thinking about us and for watching and helping us spread the good news.
Well, I think it's like watching the Hallmark movies, which I also love watching too.
Yes, my wife does too. And I've started to get into them actually when I have some time. I don't mind watching them.
Yeah, they make you feel good. So I
Right.
not.
Right.
Um, I'd like to thank Ethan for coming and being with us. It's a thrill to get to interview you. I'd like to thank Magda Katz for making us look and sound good. I'd like to thank the Hotel Edison and Romel Gopez for always giving us a place to speak. By the way, your Secret Santa logo and your picture will be up in the Hotel Edison.
Oh, very cool. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, no, they help us promote and we love them. They're great.
Oh, awesome.
I'm Susanna Bowling. This is live from the Hotel Edison. Times Square Chronicles presents Zoom style. Happy holidays.